are recently appointed as an accountant of what, ACN. Remember, you need to know your business. Otherwise, you're going to sell to yourself thinking that you are the client. You must know yourself. This is us. Ne?
Okay.
They say the creditors' accounts were prepared by an inexperienced. The minute I see an inexperienced, I expect errors. I'm telling you. Can you see?
Yep.
You are requested to make the necessary adjustments. If any, however, the balance of the control account on the 31st of 2023 here, it means they are correct. So in other words, they say whenever balance you see can either be before or now, just know that the balances are correct. Can you see now? Because if they don't tell you that the balances are correct, you will not know where to start. So it means balances, when they give you any balance, just know that the balance is what is correct.
Okay.
Where something is incorrect, they will tell you and you must deal with it.
All right.
Now they give you the list of what? The list of debtors, of creditors, because we're dealing with the creditors. So these are the list of what? On the 31st of what?
August.
Yes. So here, when I was compiling this question, I forgot to our financial year. I'm going to write it down here. I forgot to put it. The financial year for accounting period is, or let's say financial period, because I'm dealing with a month. Financial period is 31st of August. Remember, the question will always tell you which books to. Yeah. Because I was compiling this quickly, so I just forgot to put it here. So this is our month that we're going to deal with, meaning these are the balances at the end of this month.
Okay.
You see now. And the reason why they are given like this is because if you can check, this information is all about the errors. It means at the end of this month, after they compile the information, the errors took place. Can you see now?
Yep.
Yes. So what we're going to do, they want us, before we can go to information, they want us to open the individual account. Can you see now? In the what? Creditors Ledger.
Okay.
And then after we prepare the reconciliation. So for now, I want us to focus on the Creditors Ledger, and then we're going to analyze as we record. Okay. Are you with me? Yes. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to quickly draw the format. So we're going to deal with the creditors. Let me write it down quickly here. I'm going to deal with the Creditors Ledger. And then I'm going to quickly draw it. Remember, this is the Creditors Ledger. And then we must have date. I'm just going to draw a long one so that I cannot keep drawing after. And I'm going to have this one. For you guys, they're gonna give you the format, like you guys. In my time, they didn't give us this format. I wish I can.
Oh, really? So you had to write it out.
Do it yourself. That's why sometimes people don't even finish. So you guys, you must. Just imagine if you forget the format, just forget about the exam, because what are you gonna do?
True. What are you?
Because you don't even know. Yeah, like you don't know like the format, so you will end up writing a paragraph from nowhere. Yeah. So this is the Creditors Ledger that we use. Yes. Then the first image is P-shot. I'm going to study the P-shot. But they will tell sometimes, because of in the exam, because you can't finish. Normally they tell you which creditor to open. Okay, so they will tell you maybe open Sylvester only, but if they just say Creditors Ledger, meaning you must open whoever you see as a creditor.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know in the exam, because of time limited and the limitations, they will always give you the creditor to open. Okay.
Okay.
Please immediately before you start, I want you to go and show the arrows quickly so that for your guidance, you listen now. So if I may ask, which arrow will go up, which arrow will go down, if I may ask you?
So debit will go down, credit will go up.
Perfect. This will help you a lot, I'm telling you, because you know that, okay, after you interpret it, you will, okay, something must increase, you must go and put it on that side. So this is the first thing that I prefer you to do before you can go and record. Are you with me? Now, am I still, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Hello?
Can you still hear me?
Hello? Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem. So hear me, it's okay? Yeah, so now we need to find the balance. How much is the balance for short according to you? The balance given to short? This one. Can you see short here?
That's 2,250.
So we must come here and write the balance first, okay? See the date, I think it's on the 31st of what? Of August. You can say 31st. And then you say like this 2020, 20 something. But I'm just going to write this. And
It's
then we're going to
2003.
write 2003, ne?
Yes.
Okay. 2003. Okay, and then I'm gonna say balance. I hope it's visible from your side. And then drop it down. Are you okay?
Yes.
Yes. So that's the first thing. If the balance is given to you, if they did not give you any balance, do not worry about that balance. Just leave it, okay?
All right.
Yes. So the fact that we put the balance here is because they give us the balance here. That's why we say 31st of August. But you must always check when they give you the balance. Sometimes they give you at the beginning, sometimes they give you at the end. So you just have to do that. Okay?
All right, I see.
No problem. Now, after putting the balance, now remember we focus on short only. Wherever you see short, you will analyze. But if you don't see short, you must leave it. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let's start with the information number one here. As you can see, we've got information number one. They say an invoice of 1750 here in respect of a powerboat bought from short. Can you see there's a short here, meaning this will affect short, but we don't know yet how. Can you see?
Okay.
They say was
All right.
erroneously omitted from there. In other words, they forgot by error or by mistake, they forgot and then to record it in the creditors journal.
Okay.
Does this make sense? So, meaning if they
Yes.
completely forgot to record this in the creditors journal, it means it was not transferred to short because normally the information that we record in the creditors journal is must be transferred to what? To the individual. So whatever is in the creditors journal must be transferred to what? To the individual. So the fact that they completely forgot, it means it's like we are seeing this for the first time. We must do it now.
Okay.
So omissions, it means it was not recorded at all.
All right.
So it means we must record. But here we are dealing with the individual. So firstly, before we can record, we need to ask ourselves. Remember, in most cases, you can find that, let me just say for the sake of this lesson, let's say we are vet vendors. I'm just going to write it here. Let's say we are vet vendors, meaning the figures that we use, meaning they are inclusive of vet where applicable. It means the figures that you must record must include vet because you're a vet vendor. So it means this 1750 is including what?
That.
Yes. But don't worry about that, is because remember, for you to come here, the amount which must come here must always include that. Don't worry. So it means that 1750 is what we need. It is final.
Okay.
Yes. The only challenge is when, because sometimes it can also ask you to analyze these errors in the general journal. Can you see? So if they ask you, but I'm going to talk about it thereafter. But for now, let's not worry about the general, but because they can ask you to analyze this, because you need to do some adjustments here. Okay, but it's okay. I will come and talk about this thereafter, after this one, and say what if they said general. Okay.
Okay.
Now, okay, this 1750 is an invoice. I want you to tell me when it comes here. I want us to take it step by step. Okay. The date, obviously, I'm just going to leave it like that because this is the end of the period. Under details, usually under details, let me write it down for the future ref, so that, because sometimes they just say details, people don't know, because people end up writing other things, like they can write the name of the account. Here is where you write documents. Let me just write them. Source document. How can you put them? How can you remember them? Do you know, if I call them source document, you will understand it?
Yes, I understand it.
Yes. Let me just say documents because of space. Okay. So meaning here, we will always write the name of the document. Already we can see here, there is an invoice. Meaning what I expect to write here, I'm going to write invoice. Does that make sense? Or you can write credit invoice. So you just have to write invoice. And usually they give you the invoice number. I'm just going to think of any other invoice number. Let's say 458. You must always write it like this. Because if you don't write invoice and the number, can you see now? They will
Yes.
always penalize you. Let's say the invoice man is invoice, and then they say invoice is INV. They like this INV 458. So what you need to do is say invoice, and then next to it you write what? INV 458. So, but you must always start with the description first. Invoice. You say receipt, receipt first. If we said voucher, you write general voucher first, and you write that. Don't forget for marks. Otherwise, they're gonna give you half a mark there if you only write one of them. I don't know if it makes sense.
All right, makes sense.
Yes. And then under the folio is where you're going to write the journal. So which journal do you think, if we were dealing with the journals, if you buy goods on credit, which journal do you think we're supposed to use?
Buying goods on credit.
Creditors?
Good.
Journal.
John.
Yes. Again, for this exercise already, because they did tell us here. Can you see now?
Oh, yes, I
So
was
it's
about to say.
creditors. Can you see? Yes,
Do they
creditors.
do that
But
all the
remember
time, or
creditors.
they tell us, or no?
Come again?
Do they do it all the time in the questions where they give us the journals, or no?
No, sometimes they do give you the journal like that. Sometimes you just have to know if I've been invoiced by someone, it means I owe them their creditors. Where do we record? We record in the creditors journal. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the way they give you information will give you some way of a lead so that you can be able to identify that.
All right.
Yes. Can you see the basic the journals that we did from our previous, I don't know, like the accounting 1B. Remember those journals, the CBR, CBPs,
Yes.
DJ,
Yes.
yeah, those ones. Yes, those things.
All
Okay,
right.
no problem. Now, where must I record 1750 according to you?
Should not go in the credit.
Trade, yes, I'm gonna come here and say 1750. And then how much is the balance? According, if you, I may ask.
Um, it is 1750 plus the starting balance, which is who's giving us
4,000?
18.
I will check it. Maybe wrong.
This is 4,000 on the top.
Yes. Okay, listen now.
Yes.
Yeah. So this question you cannot memorize it. You just have to understand. Because if you memorize it, Yes, you can say memorize where to go, but when it comes to the errors, you must know the error. Understand the error first so that you can understand how to rectify the error.
Okay.
Yes. At the same time, can I talk about what if they ask you to put this journal in there? Because they can also say you must record this in the general journal, only the errors that you must show them in the general journal. Can I show you what if, what if?
Okay.
Yes. So general journal is like something like this. Sorry, I don't have a ruler. That's cute, man. And then this I'm gonna have things like this.
It's all right.
Yes, okay, thanks. David, this is the journal. Hey, general, most students, they're afraid of it. They lose marks on this. I know. I even tell them in advance. I know you're gonna lose marks on this. I don't know why. And then it's not like it's different from other journals, from other things. It's just that they, I don't know, man. I must find a way. I'm gonna research more on how to make it better because they understand after some time, you know. But yeah, it's okay.
I
It's part
see.
of learning. Part of learning.
It is part
Now,
of learning.
yeah. So if they ask you for the journal, they will tell you that you must also journalize the, they call them adjustments. These are the adjustments. Remember, by adjusting it means you are increasing something that's existing. You are either increasing it or decreasing. You see now?
Okay.
We just adjusted this account with 1750 because of the mistakes we made. So we adjusted. They can say, for every adjustment you have made, please show us how to record it in the general journal. This is like recording in the account equation. Remember account equation?
Oh yes, I remember the first inclusion.
Yeah, so for this one, we have to go back and say, okay, this transaction, which is number one here, it means if you invoice someone, in other words, here we bought goods on credit, you ask yourself, what are the accounts involved? Okay, obviously, one of the accounts here, let me just analyze it, one of the accounts here is going to be what? Creditors control. Why? Because I'm buying from creditors. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes. You're gonna say that's how we analyze. But if you have got experience, analyzing will be unnecessary. So you just have to go straight and record. But remember, we're all beginners now, so we need to make sure that we understand. Let's see,
All right.
creators. Okay, sorry about my speed, but I wanted to say creators. And then the other thing that we need to do, we must say, okay, creditors, obviously. So it depends what are you buying. Can you see now? So okay, I know in this case I didn't say anything about. It's just a shop. We do what you call the soft shop. I think you know this way. It's like Cash Crusaders. You know Cash Crusaders.
Yes.
Yeah, where you can just take your laptop there, something like that. So it means again, whatever is in the shop that is considered to be our inventory, and we call our inventory what trading stock or trading inventory. I don't know how do you prefer it. Do you prefer trading inventory or trading stock?
Trading inventory.
Inventory. Okay, no problem. Why? Because it was for one of our boats, and a boat will be what we normally have in our shops. Can you see now? But the information will be they will give you enough information about it. Okay.
Yep.
Now,
Okay.
remember here invoice. In other words, we were with someone invoice. We were buying. In other words, we bought that inventory. But when we buy inventory, you must always ask yourself, because we are vet vendors, what type of vet do we normally have? We either have input vet or output vet. What do you think will be the implication here? Which vet is that? Input or output vet?
Always an invoice would not be output.
No,
No,
it's all
input then.
about whether we are buying or are we selling or are we buying here as a business?
Sorry, sir.
Are we buying here or are we selling? Check that transaction. Are we buying from someone or did we sell to someone?
We bought.
We bought. So the when we buy, we always use input vet. Ne? We associate input with
Okay.
the buying, output with the selling. Okay.
Selling.
Yes. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes. And then I take it further. for more, because I know sometimes this can be challenging. So for me, after doing that, I classify, ask myself, what is this according to the groups of accounts? We've got assets, we've got owner's equities, we've got liabilities, incomes, and expenses. So I must choose where does this fall. What are creditors to us? Are they assets, owner's equity, liabilities? What are they according to your own information?
Are they liabilities?
Maybe I'm gonna write L just to analyze. What about the trading stock?
Would it be an asset?
Asset, yes. What about input?
Input that. Would that also be no? That'd be a liability, no?
Always an asset. Remember, the input you can claim it
Oh,
back from SARS. Okay?
oh,
Don't
okay.
worry, don't worry. Step by step, yes. And then thereafter, we check the movement. On this transaction, do you think our creditors control will increase or decrease with the 1750? Increase or decrease?
It will increase, no?
Increase. I'll put an arrow that goes like that. And I don't know how did you learn the rules in accounting. Do they increase on the debit or credit?
Within the creditors ledger,
Yeah, I'm just saying creditors as liabilities. Where do liabilities increase? Which side, debit or
would
credit?
increase in the credit
On
side.
the credit side, you're correct. So I'm just gonna write. See, remember I'm just analyzing as a beginner. Okay.
All right,
Uh, what about the trading stock? Up or down?
it will go down.
I'm buying it. Remember when
Oh,
we were buying here, yeah, it will go.
so it'll go up.
Yeah, because I'm buying. Unless if I was selling it. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. And then where do assets increase? And we said
Assets increase in the debit.
on the debit side. Now put DR. Okay. And then input VAT increase or decrease?
Will it increase
Increase. Where do assets increase?
on the debit side?
On the debit side. So I only do this to make my life easy. But with experience, I'm telling you, you won't need this. But remember, always have to start somewhere. So after doing this, it will be easy for me to deal with the general journal. Unlike using guesswork. Can you see now?
Yes.
Yes, you can use guesswork, but you can be correct sometimes. 50 chance that you're going to be correct or incorrect. You see now? So I don't want you to be like that. I just want you to know, you analyze and you make sure that that is the correct one.
All right.
Yes. And after doing this, I immediately ask myself, out of these three accounts which I see here, which account is the main account? By saying main account, it means which account is the biggest of them all here, out of three, the big one.
Will not be the trading inventory.
No, no, no. Trading inventory is bought from creditors. It will be creditors. Because we
It'll be
buy
the
from
creditors.
creditors, yeah, we're gonna pay both for trading stock and the input VAT. So the fact that we're gonna pay both two things to the creditors, the creditors control will always be the main account. So I'll just write main for the sake of what? For control, so that by the time when I record, I know which one is the main account. And someone can ask,
Right.
why is it important for me to show main account? It's because the main account is the account which will take the whole amount with VAT.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna make mistakes.
Okay.
Can you quickly write main accounts quickly so that in future you can just know them? Because in the exam you don't have time. If you've got a pen now, you can quickly write them. One of them is creditors.
Okay. Just using my
Creditors,
second so I can write it down.
no problem. No problem.
Right, so I'm done.
Yes, creditors control, first one.
Yes.
The other main account is debtors control.
Okay.
The other one is drawings.
Okay.
The other one is bank.
Okay.
Yes, and then sometimes the other one is capital. It depends on but it's very rare to find capital. So the other one is capital. So if you see those, if you're a vet vendor and you see those accounts as one of the accounts identified, just know that that will automatically becomes main account. Okay.
Okay.
Just an exam technique. I normally call it Sylvester's way of doing things. I'm joking, but yeah. So
Okay.
so that will help you a lot. You know? Yeah. So now can we try and record this in the journal?
All right.
No problem. Now we must come here. Now we record. Remember the accounts that are debited must always come first. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
You record accounts debited. So if I can check the first account that I debited there is, I'm gonna start with the trading inventory. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I am.
Yes, that's the first account. Okay. And I've got another account which is debited. Remember, I record the accounts which I debited first. The other one is what? Is VAT.
Input value.
Are you with me? Yes. And the
Yes, sir.
last one is the one that I credited, and I'm gonna call it what?
Creditors Ledger. Oh, no, sorry, control.
Yes. Can you see? I even put it a little bit further here. You must always have a space. You don't put them in line. Eh? The one that is created, just put it a little bit further. Can you see now?
Yes.
Yeah, but make sure that you put the ones which are debited first. So if you had about 5 accounts, which is sometimes very rare to find them, which are debited, you're gonna put them in line first. And thereafter, the one that you created must always go, the last one.
Okay.
Now, thereafter you can start recording. I prefer the amount that we have here is how much? It's 1750. Can you see?
Yes.
Is this amount including VAT or excluding VAT, if I may ask?
It would be including that.
So if it's including VAT, which account will take that amount? Because that amount is including VAT between the three.
If it's including that already, it would not be the main,
The main, which one is the main?
the creditors control.
Can you see? Now you know that 1750 belongs to the creator's control. You will never make a mistake if you use that principle. Can you see now? Otherwise, you're going to put it in
Okay.
line with the inventory.
All right, I see, sir. I see.
Yes. And it's then that you can calculate VAT. So this 1750 is inclusive of VAT. How can we calculate VAT on this 1750? Because we need to calculate VAT now. I'm going to say 1750 multiplied by, how do you calculate VAT? Tell me before I can help you.
Would it be times by 15 over 100?
No, it's inclusive of VAT.
Or just 50?
15
15
over?
over 115, yes.
Yes, because it's inclusive of VAT.
Okay.
Yes. And how much?
Um,
Let me also try this side. 1750 times 15 divided by 5. I get 228. I'm just going to convert to the nearest friends. 228.
yes.
Yes. And for us to find the trading inventory, we just have to take 1750 minus 228.
Okay. So we must always show our workings before.
Come again?
Must we always show our workings?
Yes, yes, I'm telling you, yeah, this is very important. But even if your figures are wrong, I'm telling you, you still pass because we go and mark those, calculations. Always
Okay.
show. If you see yourself using the calculator, please always show it, put it down for the marker.
All right, I see.
Yes, always. So if you add the debit must always be the same as the credit. Can you see now? So if you add this debit, I think it will give you 170.
Yes. All right. So I see. Did add it together. It does add up.
Yes, because they can ask, that's why this question is very broad. They can ask you anything, but I want you to know how are they related. So that's why I'm saying, sorry, I think here I made a mistake. Why do I like this? Look, this is not general legend. This is general German. Hey, December is, Christmas is coming early now. So listen up. This is general. Yeah. So yeah. So it doesn't matter. Here it's all about your analysis. That's why I try to make sure that I show you it. Always follow this, my brother. You'll never go wrong. If you follow this,
Okay.
um, not only for this question, as long
Thanks.
as you know that you need this.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, we're here. We can come back to short. Unless if you've got any questions.
No, I don't have any questions.
Yes. So here, most students make a mistake. Here, don't worry about showing that separately. We need everything together. Can you see here? We just said 170.
Okay.
Yes. Now let's look for short. Number one was for short. Let's go and look for short information. I don't see short here. 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 I see short on number 8. Can you see short here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. They say an invoice of 450, which was correctly entered in the Creditors Ledger. In other words, they say it was correctly entered, was incorrectly entered against the account. So in other words, remember, usually when we deal with the account, we normally go to the subsidiary journals, like things like Creditors Journal, things like cash book payments. We first record there before we can come to individuals. Okay.
Okay.
Now they say everything was in the journal. The journal was correctly affected. The problem is when they went to short. Instead of recording 450, they recorded how much?
We
540.
coded 540.
Is it overcast or undercast according to you?
Over.
Overcast. Let me write overcast. So meaning, let's use our understanding here. It is if it is overcast, when we go and rectify, are we going to increase or decrease account for P short?
Um, if it is overcast, meaning that I think we're going to increase.
No, the problem, you said that the situation now is that we have got overcast. It means we've got more than we're supposed to have. So if I go and fix the account, what must I do? Will I go and minus something or add something?
Or you're going minus.
Minus, because remember, it is recorded as 540 instead of what? 450.
450. Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
what we
Now I
need,
understand.
yes, what we need to do, we just have to find the difference between the two. And that is what we are going to record there. Does
Okay.
that make sense? Yes, the difference
Yes,
between,
sir.
because this already is there. In other words, the according to this amount of 2250 already has got what? Has got 540.
540. Oh, okay. Now I see.
So we must go and minus something so that we can only have 450. So we
Okay.
must come to short. Yes, we must come to short, and we can just say, okay, what we can write here, we can just say invoice. Let's say correction to make it specific. Correction invoice. If there's an invoice number, you're gonna put it there. But remember, because these are the errors, as long as you can put something that makes sense there. Can you see now? But I don't have invoice
Yes.
number. Yeah, I don't have invoice number. Let's go and try to correct this invoice. it was the difference is 4. I'm gonna say 549 minus 450 because we can record the whole amount. We must only record the difference. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And usually this kind of information we can record them in the GJ because we can't take them to CJ anymore because we're not buying, we're just rectifying. Can you see now?
Okay.
GJ. But you will tell me where to record the difference, either debit or credit, depending on the error.
It will go on the debit.
Because we want to decrease, okay? I like that. Can you see now? I'm
Yes.
happy. What's the difference? The difference is
It was
I got
90 rand.
90 rands. How much will be our new balance?
It will be 72,910.
30. Is it 10?
30,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. 10,
I
no,
think it's 10.
you are correct. It's 10. Where do I get 30 from? Yeah, you are correct. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You okay?
Yes, sir, I'm okay.
Okay, no problem. This was the only information about what? About short.
Okay.
Yes. So meaning short, we owe short 3910.
Okay.
Let me give you a few seconds to think about it. Maybe you've got some questions.